everyone. Welcome to another episode of Unscripted with the Inspirage team. Here today, myself, Jim Hayes, I'm the Solution Director with Inspirage, responsible for the business development activities and account management for our NetSuite practice. Joined today with Chris Craddock. Chris, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Most definitely. Hello, everybody. This is Chris Craddock, one of the practice directors here at NetSuite. Been with NetSuite in the ecosystem for probably 7 to 8 years, both on the industry side and on the consulting side, and really looking forward to talking with you today.
Excellent. Thanks, Chris. So we're here today to talk about our experience at SuiteWorld. Chris and I had the pleasure of representing Inspirage at the annual event that hosts NetSuite customers, partners, as well as NetSuite itself, to really bring everyone together and have an opportunity to talk all things NetSuite. As always, NetSuite puts on a fantastic conference every year. They outdo themselves with better keynotes, more fun experience, and that's something that I've really enjoyed going to over the years. So, just to kick things off, Chris, what did you think about the overall conference?
As always, it was great. I mean, you and I talked about the atmosphere is really exciting. NetSuite is a great product. It's innovative. And so when you go to SuiteWorld, you're not expecting just a normal, boring show. I know that we were very busy. We came home extra tired with all the people, all the activities. But yet when you come home, you kind of think, wow, I wish I would have taken a little bit of extra time and just kind of soaked it in a little bit. Just all the excitement, all the energy that was occurring, both at the keynotes, in the sessions, and just outside of everything.
Yeah, Chris, that's a great point. There's just a ton of energy around NetSuite and the product in general. We saw, we heard from NetSuite this year that they've grown substantially. I think the numbers are around 40% year over year. The attendance at SuiteWorld was outstanding. Coming off of COVID and the virtual conferences that have been going on, they still had an attendance around the 8,000 mark, I believe, which has been the highest attendance I've seen for the various conferences, including Oracle. So just a ton of excitement around NetSuite, the product offerings they're having, and then the keynotes. I think Bombas, the SOC company, great story there, was one of the keynotes where not only do they have a great product, but also social impact as well. Something that NetSuite really likes to highlight. Not only are they supporting organizations that are leaders in their industry, but also that have a tremendous social impact. So that was really great to see. Chris, maybe talk about what was one of the biggest takeaways you had from the conference.
Taking away from the conference, obviously NetSuite continues to invest in itself. It's one of the only. It was built for the cloud. It's not a ERP that was migrated to the cloud, and they continue to invest in themselves. And just you and I having been in the NetSuite ecosystem for so long, we know that you blink, something's not there today, and then 2 years later, you're like, oh wow, it was there. They kind of surprise you. Sometimes the challenge is just keeping up with what's new. And I was just impressed that they continue to invest, continue to not rest on their laurels, or continuing to make it world class. I did want to ask you a question though. You mentioned Bombas, so it was it meant a lot that here they brought up a company they could have focused on anybody. They focus on a company that's doing things for others, and they're leveraging NetSuite to get there.
So, I think, you talked about, the energy behind the conference and, the continued investment. I couldn't agree more. You look at, products like WMS that have started to really mature, where, maybe a few years ago, NetSuite didn't have the strongest product in that area. Now, they've made, a tremendous amount of investment in it, and they've really started to build out the product to the point where, it is going to be a viable product going forward. Inspirage has deployed it at a number of our NetSuite customers, and they're using it successfully. So no longer are the days where you have to go outside to a third-party WMS. You're able to keep a lot of that more internal to the NetSuite product, and really have a better experience overall. So I think that's just one example of what they've been able to do with investment in the product, leveraging Oracle not only from a knowledge base standpoint, but also from just a capital standpoint, being able to have the ability to invest that amount of money in the product, it's just been phenomenal. So we love seeing it on the NetSuite side. I love seeing the NetSuite product grow and really mature into a product that can support large organizations. I think that's one of the biggest changes that I've seen. What are your thoughts, Chris? I mean, as far as the where NetSuite has sits on supporting organizations of a larger size, have you seen that increase?
Most definitely. I mean, and, we've seen even within our practice some the large organizations being able to be supported through NetSuite. Even some of the small things that make it more palatable or make it more viable. That they one of the sessions I went to was demonstrating the some improvements in the manufacturing functionality, and they had the manufacturing mobile, and it was nice to see. I know that's been there. It's something that they've been optimizing. That even you talked a minute ago about WMS. They're kind of bringing WMS quality and manufacturing even tighter together through things like the mobile app, and just seeing the ease and flexibility within the mobile app, and even the way that you could use it for an assembly build, or you can use it for true manufacturing with whip and routing. And so just seeing some of the extra complexity they were bringing there. I know that those in the room enjoyed just learning and seeing the opportunities there.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely one of the best things about these conferences are the sessions and the ability to learn about the new products, the new features and functionality that's coming out. But also the opportunity to meet some of the bigger players within the NetSuite's organization. Sweet Stanley was there, wasn't he, Chris? We almost had the opportunity to run into him. We missed our shot.
You beat me to it. I was looking forward to saying something about him, but I think next year our biggest goal should be to tackle Stanley. I mean, we looked forward to it. We saw him sneak around the corner. Obviously, you could see the how popular he is with everyone wanting to play the game where they could take a Stanley home. Next year, we've got to get our picture with him.
We're doing it, Chris. We're getting our picture with Sweet Stanley. But outside of Sweet Stanley, I think that it was really great that the NetSuite organization took the time to meet with Chris and I. Having conversations within not only the sales team, and aligning with them on new opportunities that are coming up, but also the delivery organization and ACS, was extremely valuable. So getting to meet those guys in person and having some really great conversations around how we can work together as a team to really provide full solutions for our clients. I think a focus of mine over this coming year is really going to be partnering with ACS. We're seeing a tremendous amount of traction with them in the client base. And I think between the support that they provide and Inspirage's managed services, really, it creates a full, 360-degree ability to support a customer post go live. ACS does have a portion of that. They have a lot of tools and ability that no partner has, being the software vendor. And there's things that Inspirage does well when it comes to SLA-based managed services. So really combining and working with them to provide a 360-degree support model for clients that have gone live is something that's really exciting, something that I'm looking forward to working through with them in 2023. Chris, what are your thoughts of the meeting that we had with Victor and the ACS team?
And really enjoy getting to meet him. Obviously, ACS is a key part to NetSuite, adds a lot of value. We've enjoyed working with them, and even we partnered well with them where they bring their strengths and we bring our strengths, and it's really worked well for existing clients. And so it was a pleasure to get to meet with them and talk about how can we bring this forward to benefit other clients, because we know that need's out there. And so looking forward to working with he and his team just to get the word out to what we can do together to help the businesses.
Yeah, it's really going to be a great partnership, and we're really looking forward to it at Inspirage. So I think overall, fantastic conference. Like I said, NetSuite always does a fantastic job with putting together, not only a ton of value for their customers, for their partners, but also it's a fun environment. It's you have a lot of companies that have a management team that are a little bit on the younger side that like the production value that they put into it, where there's a high energy environment there, and it's it really is a fun conference to attend. So as NetSuite customers, if you have the opportunity to go to SuiteWorld, I highly encourage it. I believe that it's going to be definitely worth your while, both from an educational standpoint, but also the ability to meet a lot of the partners in that space. Avalara was a huge sponsor this year. We're working with them on a number of opportunities and clients, but they continue to be huge advocates of the NetSuite space. Then you get into other companies like Soligo and VersaPay that we're also large solution providers within NetSuite. And it gives Chris and I the opportunity to learn more about them and their product offerings, so that we can better support our NetSuite clients. So, Chris, as we wandered the expo floor, what were some of the favorite partners that you talked to, and where did you see the most value coming from?
I enjoyed talking to FastPath, and even attended their session, 50 security tips in 50 minutes. So it was fast and entertaining. It really, NetSuite is such a unique product. Sometimes people, and they stress the fact that the importance of the administrator, but sometimes people don't realize, hey, okay, I just adopted or I just accepted a new product, but I've got to change the way I do things, and I've got to think a little bit differently. And I really enjoyed what they had to share. It kind of aligns with our plan where we talk about, okay, yeah, anybody can go implement a technology product and it'll work, but did the business get ready for it? Was the business truly ready for it? And when you think about our change management and the things like that we bring to the table, it kind of aligned with FastPath's thoughts in regards to, hey, are you really ready from a security perspective? So really enjoyed talking and hearing from them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think when it comes to software implementations, almost software agnostic, whether it be NetSuite, Oracle, anything else, the human component's a big piece of that. And Chris, I know that OCM is something that's near and dear to your heart, something that you focus on quite a bit. Maybe talk a little bit about how OCM plays into the NetSuite deployments. Especially given that traditionally a little bit on the smaller side of organizations. Is there still a value there for OCM, and how can organizations that are deploying NetSuite leverage an OCM team to really make their implementation successful?
NetSuite's brought in some things like Suite Success, where they can get in and implement something very quickly, especially if someone can take the native selections and just implement them as is. But then it becomes, okay, was the business ready for it? And so when you think about our change management processes, the way that we spend a lot of time interviewing stakeholders from the beginning to understand parts of their business, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, what are their opportunities. And so we get a good pulse of the organization early. And then from there, we focus on training, communications, and even the areas that you wouldn't even expect, different areas that you're like, okay, that's either something we should leverage, or that's something we need to get ready for. And then it's the continued touch base with the stakeholders, where you develop the rapport with them, and you're able to touch base with them periodically to keep a tight pulse with them, along with the pulse surveys, where we know throughout the process if somebody's struggling in an area, maybe they're struggling with adoption, maybe they don't understand what's coming their way. It just gives us an understanding of where the business is and to prepare them for advance. I think it's such a difference. Again, we can implement a solution anytime, but making sure that they're ready for it is a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate that, Chris. We did go a little bit off topic there, but definitely wanted to get your insight on OCM, because I think it's going to be valuable as we continue to deploy NetSuite at organizations and build the client base here at Inspirage. So with that said, thank you everyone for listening in and allowing us to give our take on the SuiteWorld conference. Like I said, hopefully we'll see you guys there next year. I'm looking forward to going again. Continuing to meet new people, new clients, new partners. But yeah, thanks again, everyone. It's been great talking to you guys.